KYRGYZSTAN, Trung Quốc, Uzbekistan, Mông Cổ. Bảng 2 gồm 11 đội: Abkhazia, Armenia, Zimbabwe, Iran, Lào, Mali, Myanmar, Syria, Sudan, Tajikistan và Nam Ossetia. Năm nay, các đội tuyển thuộc bảng 1 sẽ thi đấu vòng loại, vòng bán kết 8 đội và vòng chung kết 4 đội, trong khi đó bảng 2 chỉ thi đấu vòng loại cộng điểm, đội cao điểm xếp trên. Xem binh sĩ Nga tập dượt cho môn thi vùng tai nạn tại giải Army Games. Dưới đây là những hình ảnh hiếm về các binh sĩ Nga tập dượt cho môn vùng tai nạn thuộc khuôn khổ hội thao Army Games tại Trung tâm huấn luyện Miếu Môn Việt Nam. Theo trang Zvezda TV, các quân nhân Nga sẽ phải mặc trang phục đặc biệt và chạy tới xe cứu hỏa dưới thời tiết nắng nóng. Sau đó, họ sẽ cần nối vòng nước với dây và tiến hành dập lửa. Một số binh sĩ đội bạn nhận xét rằng việc chữa cháy rất khó thực hiện trong điều kiện thời tiết ở Việt Nam. Việc dập lửa rất khó, giống như ở trong phòng tắm hơi vậy, mồ hôi vã ra như tắm, nhưng bạn vẫn cần hoàn thành nhiệm vụ, binh sĩ Roman Ivanov thuộc đội tuyển Nga cho biết. Zvezda TV cho biết môn thi vùng tai nạn trong khuôn khổ hội thao quân sự quốc tế Army Games 2022 sẽ được tổ chức ở Việt Nam trong thời gian từ ngày 15 đến ngày 19 tháng 8. Các đội tuyển Nga, Belarus, Việt Nam, Mali, Myanmar và Congo sẽ tham gia tranh tài ở môn thi này. Trong khi đó, tại Liên bang Nga, sáng ngày 10 tháng 8, Đoàn Quân đội Nhân dân Việt Nam tới tham gia hội thao quân sự quốc tế Army Games 2022 do Đại tá Tạ Quang Thảo, Phó Cục trưởng Cục Quân huấn, Bộ Tổng tham mưu Quân đội Nhân dân Việt Nam làm trưởng đoàn đã đến dâng hoa tại tượng đài Chủ tịch Hồ Chí Minh ở thủ đô Moscow, Liên bang Nga. Tại buổi lễ, Đoàn Quân đội Nhân dân Việt Nam tham gia Army Games 2022 đã kính cẩn dâng hoa và dành phút mặc niệm tưởng nhớ Bác. Trước tượng đài Chủ tịch Hồ Chí Minh, đoàn hứa sẽ tiếp tục phát huy phẩm chất bộ đội Cụ Hồ, đoàn kết, thống nhất, chủ động, sáng tạo, chấp hành nghiêm các quy định, khắc phục điều kiện khó khăn tại các nước, thi đấu với tinh thần hữu nghị, lập thành tích cao nhất, góp phần tô thắm thêm truyền thống vẻ vang của Quân đội Nhân dân Việt Nam anh hùng, đồng thời quảng bá hình ảnh đất nước con người Việt Nam với bạn bè quốc tế. Cùng ngày, đội tuyển xe tăng Quân đội Nhân dân Việt Nam cùng các đội tuyển tham gia cuộc thi xe tăng hành tiến đã có mặt tại thao trường Alabino ở ngoại ô Moscow để làm công tác chuẩn bị xe, lắp các phụ kiện thi đấu lên xe, kiểm tra tình trạng xe và vũ khí, đồng thời tiến hành hiệu chỉnh vũ khí. Trước khi bước vào thi đấu, hai xe tăng mang số hiệu 5310 và 7580 của đội tuyển Việt Nam sẽ được sơn màu xanh dương đúng theo kết quả bốc thăm vào ngày 9 tháng 8 vừa qua. Theo lịch, thì kíp đầu tiên của đội tuyển xe tăng Quân đội Nhân dân Việt Nam sẽ bắt đầu thi đấu vào ngày 13 tháng 8 tới. Đội tuyển xe tăng Quân đội Nhân dân Việt Nam sẽ thi đấu ở lượt thứ 2 của bảng 1 cùng lượt đấu với các đội Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan và Venezuela. Trước đó, chiều 9 tháng 8 theo giờ địa phương, tại khu Liên hợp Thể thao Uruchi ở thủ đô Minsk, Cộng hòa Belarus đã diễn ra lễ bốc thăm thi đấu của cuộc thi Kỹ năng thành thục. Trước đó một ngày, các đội tuyển tham gia cuộc thi đã tiến hành bốc thăm chọn vũ khí, trang bị. Năm nay, đội tuyển thông tin liên lạc Quân đội Nhân dân Việt Nam sẽ tranh tài ở 5 nội dung thi trong khuôn khổ cuộc thi Kỹ năng thành thục. Đặc biệt, đội tuyển cử vận động viên nữ tranh tài ở nội dung làm việc với các thiết bị có cấu trúc IT. Sau khi đến thủ đô Minsk vào rạng sáng ngày 4 tháng 8, đội tuyển đã tranh thủ mọi thời gian, không gian để rèn luyện nâng cao thể lực và trình độ chuyên môn, chuẩn bị tinh thần và sức khỏe tốt nhất trước khi bước vào hội thao. Tham gia cuộc thi Kỹ năng thành thục tại Army Games 2022 có 12 đội tuyển, gồm đội chủ nhà Belarus, Nga, Việt Nam, Lào, Uzbekistan, Syria, Armenia, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Cameroon, Mali và Sudan. Quân y làm quen với thao trường. Theo lịch phân công của ban tổ chức thì trong ngày 10 tháng 8, đội tuyển quân y Quân đội Nhân dân Việt Nam đã tới Học viện Quân y SM Kirov để luyện tập, chuẩn bị cho cuộc thi tiếp sức quân y trong khuôn khổ Army Games 2022. Tại đây, các thành viên đội tuyển quân y Việt Nam và các đội bạn đã luyện tập trên mô hình để nâng cao trình độ, làm quen với trang bị y tế, mô hình học cụ và thao trường. Ngoài ra, các đội tuyển cũng được Ban Giám đốc Học viện Quân y SM Kirov đưa đi tham quan và giới thiệu về lịch sử, thành tích của học viện. Tham gia cuộc thi tiếp sức quân y tại Army Games 2022 có 15 đội tuyển, tuy nhiên chỉ có 8 đội tuyển tham gia đủ các nội dung theo quy chế là Nga, Venezuela, Việt Nam, Zimbabwe, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan và Myanmar. Các đội còn lại chỉ thi đấu một số nội dung.
Kia nó xe nó đang ở kia ai cho ngắm. Ngắm luôn đấy ngón. Dạ anh giữ em. Ám rồi. Rồi địch đấy. Đi được rồi. Mất xích.
Tại Liên bang Nga. Theo đó, tại vòng loại, 3 kíp xe của đội tuyển xe tăng Quân đội Nhân dân Việt Nam sẽ lần lượt thi đấu vào lúc 16 giờ ngày 13 tháng 8 theo giờ Việt Nam, 14 giờ ngày 16 tháng 8 và 14 giờ ngày 20 tháng 8. Đội tuyển xe tăng Việt Nam sẽ thi đấu ở lượt thứ 2 của bảng 1 với xe tăng màu xanh dương cùng lượt đấu với các đội Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Venezuela. Đến nay, đội tuyển xe tăng Việt Nam đã tiếp nhận 2 xe tăng mang số hiệu 5310 và 7580, cũng như tiến hành kiểm tra tình trạng kỹ thuật xe, nghe phổ biến các quy định an toàn và kỹ thuật. Trong những ngày sắp tới, đội tuyển sẽ tiến hành hiệu chỉnh vũ khí, huấn luyện bổ sung các nội dung mới theo quy định của ban tổ chức, tập huấn công tác trọng tài và làm quen với đường đua để chuẩn bị bước vào thi đấu. Nội dung thi đấu xe tăng hành tiến trong khuôn khổ Army Games 2022 sẽ diễn ra từ ngày 13 đến ngày 27 tháng 8 tại thao trường Alabino, ngoại ô Moscow. Tham gia thi đấu ở nội dung này có 21 đội tuyển được chia thành 2 bảng đấu. Bảng 1 gồm 10 đội Azerbaijan, Belarus, Venezuela, Việt Nam, Kazakhstan, Nga, Kyrgyzstan, Trung Quốc, Uzbekistan, Mông Cổ. Bảng 2 gồm 11 đội Abkhazia, Armenia, Zimbabwe, Iran, Lào, Mali, Myanmar, Syria, Sudan, Tajikistan và Nam Ossetia. Năm nay, các đội tuyển thuộc bảng 1 sẽ thi đấu vòng loại, vòng bán kết 8 đội và vòng chung kết 4 đội, trong khi đó bảng 2 chỉ thi đấu vòng loại cộng điểm, đội cao điểm xếp trên. Xem binh sĩ Nga tập dượt cho môn thi vùng tai nạn tại giải Army Games. Dưới đây là những hình ảnh hiếm về các binh sĩ Nga tập dượt cho môn vùng tai nạn thuộc khuôn khổ hội thao Army Games tại Trung tâm huấn luyện Miếu Môn Việt Nam. Theo trang Zvezda TV, các quân nhân Nga sẽ phải mặc trang phục đặc biệt và chạy tới xe cứu hỏa dưới thời tiết nắng nóng. Sau đó, họ sẽ cần nối vòng nước với dây và tiến hành dập lửa. Một số binh sĩ đội bạn nhận xét rằng việc chữa cháy rất khó thực hiện trong điều kiện thời tiết ở Việt Nam. Việc dập lửa rất khó, giống như ở trong phòng tắm hơi vậy, mồ hôi vã ra như tắm, nhưng bạn vẫn cần hoàn thành nhiệm vụ, binh sĩ Roman Ivanov thuộc đội tuyển Nga cho biết. Zvezda TV cho biết môn thi vùng tai nạn trong khuôn khổ hội thao quân sự quốc tế Army Games 2022 sẽ được tổ chức ở Việt Nam trong thời gian từ ngày 15 đến ngày 10.
Has already begun yesterday were the first individual hits of the tank biathlon of the 8th International Army Games. This tank biathlon is an anniversary event. Beginning with 2013, at the order of the Minister of Defense, Russian Federation, Sergei Shoigu, the tank biathlon was first held at Alabina. That was back in 2013. Today we're celebrating the 10th anniversary. The contest gave birth also to the International Army Games. These are 8th International Army Games, and this year 21 states are taking part in this tank biathlon. First division: Azerbaijan, Mongolia, Vietnam, Venezuela, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Belarus, and China. Second division: Laos, Armenia, Syria, Myanmar, Iran, Mali, Zimbabwe, South Ossetia, Abkhazia, Tajikistan, and Sudan. Two divisions are the order of the tournament, and the winners in Division 2 are able to get a ticket into Division 1 next year. So today we are in for another beautiful sunny day, around 26 degrees. Low humidity and wind conditions here at Alabina testing ground. And we are about to introduce the umpires panel for this race. Rustam Sadikov, Lieutenant Colonel from Kyrgyzstan; Ilnar Sagdiev, Major, Russian Federation; Republic of Belarus is represented by Andrei Nekrashevich, and People's Republic of China is represented by Lieutenant Colonel Yehun Zhen. This event is going to see 4 crews, 4 tanks, color-coded, 4 different colors. On the right flank is the green color-coded tank, first crew for Republic of Kyrgyzstan. Let us introduce the tank commander, Senior Lieutenant Talant Ilimbekov, the gunner, Sergeant Tarabek Ulu Abdumetal, and the driver is the warrant officer Tinali Ulu Iskak. This is first crew for Kyrgyzstan. On the second fire lane is the red color-coded tank, Russian Federation. Introducing the tank commander, Senior Warrant Officer Dmitry Bochkarev, gunnery, Senior Sergeant Oleg Orlov, and the driver, Sergeant Sendan Sanjeev. Russian Federation, please put your hands together for the red color-coded tank, Eastern Military District. Yellow color-coded tank on the third fire lane is the Belarus first crew. Introducing the tank commander, Senior Lieutenant Pavel Dudek, gunnery sergeant Alexei Kadun, and the driver is Konstantin Guy Varanyuk from Belarus. On the left flank we see a blue color-coded tank, the first crew for People's Republic of China. We'd like to introduce tank commander Lieutenant Pan Yuye, the gunner Sergeant Huan Minfen, and the driver is Warrant Officer 3rd Class Cao Lai Tsun, People's Republic of China. So all the crews have been introduced, and this is the tank biathlon with your all-time host Nikolai Fedorov. The signal sounds. And the crews are now taking their places in these armored vehicles. All the drivers are starting their engines, and we're awaiting a signal to begin racing. First to start is Kyrgyzstan crew. Crew starts separately with 1 to 2 minutes gap. Command for start is given by the chief referee of the contest. The chief referee of the contest is the chief commander of Kazan Armed Forces Academy, Major General Kirill Kulakov. Now the chief referee of the contest is receiving reports from the coaches saying that the tank crews are ready to progress, and following all the reports, command will be given to start. The command has been given, and we see Kyrgyzstan first on the track of this tank biathlon. The race has begun. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the first obstacle facing the crews in this individual heats is the restricted maneuvering course. We can see the Kyrgyzstan tank skillfully circumnavigating the poles. Ladies and gentlemen, poles shall not be scuffed. Any scuffed or knocked poles will result in a red flag raised by the line flagman, and the crew being directed to a penalty pit stop, which will result in about 1 minute of time lost. Research, technical research goes on year round, and the rules of the contest are improved year on year. For instance, this year, all of the 3 targets number 12 simulating enemy tanks are going to be raced independently, and it's going to be the gunner's choice which target to engage first at distances from 16 to 1800 meters. The second rule introduced this year is the time for the first shot. This is a necessary prerequisite that the first shot should occur within not more than 20 seconds from taking the firing point. In case this time is elapsed, penalty pit stops will be assigned. The Minister of Defense, the Republic of Kyrgyzstan, is watching his crew's show today. Multiple fans in numbers turned out here at the Labin Army Proving Ground to welcome and cheer their fans. A great side, a strong side. Kyrgyzstan were the champions in the second division last year, and now we're watching them in this first division event. First shot, unfortunately, it looks like a miss. We don't see the target struck, and in case of missing the target, additional ammo will have to be loaded and targets tackled again. We have the second hit on the target, successful second shot, and now we see the gunner for Kyrgyzstan tracking for the third shot, trying to avoid this additional penalty laps. And third shot on target. Very well. One additional ammunition shell is going to be loaded by the crew. Following turning off the engine, all of the 3 crew members have to exit the tank, load the shell, and re-tackle this target. Now let us go to the replays. The first shot, unfortunately, went wide. Unfortunate, perhaps a bit of over-anxiety, trying to make the right time. We saw 13 seconds that it took for the first shot, however, imprecise. Now the tank is reporting ready to fire. Let's wish the gunner for Kyrgyzstan, Sergeant Tarabek Ulu Ibdamital, the best of luck with his 4th shot on the 3rd target. Concentration, a lot of attention is required here. Performance is all important for the gunner right now. Unless he hits this target, the team is going to be given 2 penalty laps for one of these misses. This is another introduction, change of rules from this year. We used to have only 1 penalty lap per 1 miss. However, this time Army General Leonid Savinkov, the Chief Commander of Ground Forces Russian Federation, has taken a decision that these targets representing tanks using the main caliber of that tank are more important compared to secondary targets. Hence, the increase in penalty laps for missing this round of targets. However, the secondary targets, such as a helicopter and the RPG, only result in 1 penalty lap being given for misses. And now, the Russian Federation team is on the track. Tank Biathlon 2022. Well, guys, we are placing high hopes on you today. Eastern Military District goes first in this individual hits. That was a decision taken by the referees for Russian team, easily traversing the restricted maneuvering course. Is the driver for Russian Federation today, Sergeant Sandan Sanjiev. The tank is now about to stop at the ammo loading site, and quite soon we're going to watch the first fire mission. Major Ildar Sagdiev was the coach last year. Ilnar also is the former champion of the biathlon 2014, 20 part in the All Army Games. Russian Federation was a champion and prize winner. So he was a a referee, then he was a senior referee, and today we're watching some great coordinated work from Russian Federation team. And we have the Chief Commander of Ground Forces Russian Federation, Army General Oleg Leonidovich Salukov, watching his team, and also Deputy Minister for Defense, Russian Federation, hero of Russian Federation, Army Colonel General Unuzbek Gurov. So, dear friends, we're expecting the first fire mission from the red color-coded tank representing Russian Federation, and we have the first shot, and it's on target. First target representing the tank has been hit. Oleg Orlov is the sergeant, senior sergeant, that is performing this fire. Very well done, some great fire accuracy we're seeing today. And here are the second and third crews on the stands, batting, supporting their teammates. Certainly going first is an additional challenge, additional pressure on this tank, on these tankers. And we see the Russian tank now tracking for target. Oleg Orlov performing this fire carefully. Certainly lots of pressure is riding on his shoulders in this third shot for the third target. We're all holding our breath, expecting the third shot from Russian Federation tank. The chief referee in the meanwhile is giving Kyrgyzstan team 2 penalty laps for missing target number 12, representing the tank in their last fire mission. So an additional kilometer, and now fire, and it's a hit. Bravo! This was Oleg Orlov at the main caliber of this T-72B3. We'd like to also wish Oleg Orlov happy birthday. Just yesterday, this gunnery senior sergeant turned 28. Bravo, some great fire accuracy. That's exactly what we've been expecting from you. I think the whole of Russia is now watching and proud of their heroes. So now we're watching the obstacle minefield being passed by the tanks. No doubts in the replays. Clean hits on all the targets. Not on edges, but almost bullseye practically. We can see 125mm shell holes following in the targets following this fire mission. Bravo once again. So T-72B3 for Russian Federation is continuing its progress along the track after dipping into the fourth obstacle. All of the members of this Russian Federation group are cadets together at the town of Chita in the Zabaikalia region, and they're all cadets at the 212 Armed Forces Academy. And certainly your commanders, I think all of Russia, guys, is now watching and holding its breath to see its heroes perform. By the way, Russian Federation tank crews in this event are reshuffled yearly to provide important chances to participate to as many tank crews as possible. All of them are serving members of the armed forces. And by the way, right now we are back to the track, and Belarus is about to tackle its first fire mission. They're reporting ready to fire, and we have the first shot. Well, great gunnery. Look And this fire accuracy, first shot for Belarus, and Russia has just recorded its first lap time of 5:58. Belarus second shot on target as well. Bravo. Very, very precise laying of the shells into the enemy tank representing target. And the third shot, bravo, bullseye weapon. The main caliber for Belarus tank is unloaded, reports the tank commander Pavel Dudek, and they're continuing their progress along the track. Bravo on the great shooting to the driver, warrant officer Konstantin Voronuk. Well, we can see Belarus team has done some serious homework from last year. We recall last year's performance for the team was not that fortunate. They weren't able to make the finals. However, the guys did not waste time sitting idle. They were practicing year-round, and this is the first harbinger of Belarus military prowess using these tanks. Certainly some fire accuracy worthy of the winners of tank biathlon. The final is going to see 4 teams from the first division, and individual heat results will determine 2 semi-finals featuring 4 strongest teams, the winners of individual heats. And this will also go in the rankings for statistics. And now we are watching People's Republic of China, and this is clearly not a T-72B3, is it? The People's Republic of China is using the opportunity to import their own tanks for the contest. This is the Chinese-produced Type 96B. Certainly a strong performer. Traditionally, for over 3 years now, the Chinese team has been performing using these tanks. Let's watch them perform this year, and we're watching the replay for Belarus. Some fine fire accuracy. Practically, well, every shot is on target, including bullseye shots. Unfortunately, Kyrgyzstan, in the meanwhile, has fouled their passage of the anti-tank trench, which will result in the penalty pit stop. As for breaching any... Well, back to People's Republic of China. The first target for China is down. And the gunner for People's Republic of China, Huan Minfin, is tracking for the second target, and it's a kill. 2 out of 2, tracking for target number 3 is the 96 type, 96B, 8-year veteran of People's Liberation Army of China, is at the weapons controls, and we see 1 additional ammo round given to the People's Republic of China. We saw a ricochet, most likely the round, the shell fell short. It ricocheted and then knocked the target. This will not be counted as scoring, and an additional shell will have to be loaded. Another shot is taken, and now Russian Federation is tackling the next target representing an enemy helicopter. And with the first rounds in the first volley, the target is hit, the flare is smoking, proving the fire accuracy for this anti-aircraft machine gun gunnery Senior Sergeant Oleg Orlov. The family, his wife Anna, are supporting their husband, watching his performance live today. Same as his parents and all of Zabaikalia region and all of Russia. Next shot also on target for People's Republic of China. Targets number 12 have been downed by the Chinese crew. the gunner was able to concentrate and avoid penalties. People's Republic of China will not be given any penalty laps. And careful now for the driver. Giving way on the right. Russia is surging forward. We can see the tank flying across the range. Speeds exceeding 78 kilometers an hour. Almost 80 kilometers an hour. We saw was the speed during overtaking on this long straight. The tanks are simply flying across the range today. What a fantastic show. Certainly not many pit stops have been, or penalty laps have been recorded today, but it's not over yet. And let us come back to the competition track, and we see the Russian Federation tank now exiting the fourth obstacle, having cooled its tracks in the water, closely followed by the Chinese Type 96B. Certainly the tankers, dear friends, treat their tanks as live beings. They talk to their tanks. And the tank certainly is the fourth crew member. Just look at these beautiful armored machines just flying. This MBT main battle tank is the basis of the Russian Armed Forces Tank Corps. And also, by the way, dear friends, the 1st of October will see the Day of Ground Forces Armed Federation celebrated according to the presidential decree. The history of Russian Federation ground forces takes place in 1550. That was the day Ivan the Terrible, has decreed the foundation of ground forces for Russia. This day, the 1st of October, please don't forget to wish all those in ground forces, Russian Federation, the best of service. Wish the veterans, cadets, serving members. I think we'll need to congratulate everyone, and we're back to the track. Second lap now is over. Russia is now in the third, and Belarus is performing its fire mission. Has just finished. We saw Tank Commander Senior Lieutenant Pavel Dudek having hit on target number 25, continues. Chinese team, 7 minutes, 11 seconds lap time recorded. We're watching all of the teams on lap 2, except for the Russia team. Russia is now stopping at the designated pit stop obstacle. This is the new obstacle replacing the rake this year. The crew has to stop and set up their coaxial and anti-aircraft machine guns. We can see the anti-aircraft machine gun is now being used by the Kyrgyzstan team on the helicopter target. And on the RPG target, a coaxial machine gun is used. We're continuing to watch the volleys from Kyrgyzstan armor. However, the rounds are striking the post below the targets. We can see ricochet and light smoke from these near misses. However, clean hits are going to be indicated by the smoking flare. The target remains standing, and Kyrgyzstan is away. Back to Belarus, racing across the obstacles. No red flags are raised by the line flagman, indicating clean passage. We are watching the tanks getting into the turn, going slowly but surely at over 30 kilometers an hour. making its progress along the track. Now to the fire accuracy for the teams. We see 4 out of 5 for both Russia and Belarus, and 3 out of 5 China, followed by 2 out of 5 fire accuracy for Kyrgyzstan. Belarus has just fouled the minefield obstacle. They will be directed to a penalty pit stop, which should take from 40 to 60 seconds on average. And Belarus is still on its second lap. They have yet to still take a pit stop and another fire mission. And in a few moments we're going to see red targets raised for the Russian Federation team. The tank is now at the firing lane and is now installing and is now loading ammo. All the engines must be turned off per safety regulations. The crew has to line up outside and then load the rounds for performing live fire using the 8.62 coaxial machine gun. 700 meter is the range to target, and now the People's Republic of China tank is also here to perform their fire mission on target 25, also representing the enemy helicopter. We can see the Chinese crew loading the ammo, preparing their coax. The whole team is working like clockwork, and they're also reporting ready to fire, while Russia is tracking for its first target. Well, I think we're all holding our breath, and we just saw target number 9 hit. Great gunnery from the Russian Federation gunner, Senior Sergeant Oleg Orlov. Great fire accuracy, just shatters with 5 hits out of 5 this target. And now we are watching China. The target is yet being raised and they're firing already. He'd like to hit it faster. And the flare is smoking. It's a hit. Well done for the tank commander of the China team, Lieutenant Pan Yu, not scoring any penalties. And we are watching Belarus record their next lap time, 14:58, 1 minute 21 seconds behind the leaders, Russian Federation. And that was certainly a mistake, resulting in a pit stop that slowed down Belarus, preventing them catching up to the race leaders. Now the speed is straight, 80 kilometers an hour was the speed recorded. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you that the highest speed record on this track was also belongs to Russian Federation team and stands at 84 kilometers per hour unbroken. While the tactical specs suggest the tank is capable of achieving speeds up to 70 kilometers. However, we often see this speed exceeded. These tanks are certainly quite modern and fast fighting machines. 80 kilometers per hour. Amazing speeds. Great day here at Labina, and we're watching the Chinese team streaming along at 66, almost 70 kilometers an hour for the type. Once again reaching 70, the type 96B for People's Republic of China. Taking the sharp turn now, continuing progress, slightly skidding. We can see the tank being leveled by the driver, and they're about to enter the next obstacle, which is the ford. Very similar in terms of tactical specs to the Russian 72B3. No rollbacks, no stop laps are allowed, and we're watching Russia also surging along to the finish. 5 out of 5 targets are down. Lap 3, speeding for the finish line in the 10th anniversary tank biathlon. Bravo! Russian Federation first crew has completed its race, recording best time of 21:09. Only 21 minutes. This was the first crew, Russian Federation. Tank Commander Senior Lieutenant Dmitry Bochkaryov. Also, happy birthday to Senior Sergeant Gunner Oleg Orlov and the driver Santan Sanjeev. Well done, guys. The whole of the chief of the referees at the command post is applauding. Thank you for the show of prowess, show of power from the Eastern Military District, Russian Federation Armed Forces Tank Corps. We see the military salutes being exchanged, and the victory circle is being performed by the Russian armor on this parade ground in front of the stands. Back to Belarus on our screens. First crew continues its work about to take their third fire mission. They really need more hits on this coaxial machine gun fire right now. Let's watch them perform. And we are watching the gunner tracking for target for Belarus. Yellow target representing the RPG. Shoulder-fired missile is up in the ground. Let's wish them the best of luck, same as all the teams taking part in this contest. Certainly all of the armed forces of the nations taking part are supporting their servicemen. This is a show, a contest of friendship and cooperation, making possible these amicable meetings in sporting contest. Great fire accuracy from Alexei Kadun. He was the gunner for Republic of Belarus, striking on target. Clean hits recorded. And dear friends, we remember that when the Russian team tackled targets number 12, we saw a technical delay. There was a 58-second technical delay, and the referee panel is going to look into the cause of this technical delay. Technical commission is staffed by the representatives of the manufacturer and also member countries in the contest. In case the technical delay is ruled through no fault of the crew, time will not be added. However, penalties will result in the technical faults through the crew's own faults. (17 minutes 52 seconds) is the time elapsed for People's Republic of China in this individual hits Division 1 on this fine Sunday, the 14th of August. Belarus is confidently headed for the finish line, passing through the minefield obstacle. Not an ordinary obstacle, by the way, made harder by its location. It follows the long straight and the sharp turn at the end of this long straight. And certainly this location of the minefield obstacle makes it quite tricky for the gunners to quickly bleed the speed and pass the mines between the entrance. Now China is resting the slope, and we have two slope obstacle with an S-car obstacle in the middle. White flags indicate clean passage of the slope by People's Republic of China. Now going through the S-car obstacle, we can see a bit of dust raised by the tanks out in the ground. And Belarus is now almost at the finish line. Closely followed in lap 3 by the Chinese People's Liberation Army, Type 96B, about to take their third last fire mission yesterday. By the way, we saw some great performances from Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan, by the way. Myanmar also performed strongly. Mongolia and Azerbaijan were a bit off the mark, but these were only the first cruise. Yet, lots can change, and certainly it's not over until the last day. And we're watching targets number 9, race for People's Republic of China, while Belarus is at the finish line. Congratulations to Belarus servicemen, recording best time of 23:20. So behind 2 minutes 11 seconds behind race leaders Russia. And we're seeing China performing its live fire mission on the coaxial machine gun for the Type 96B, and target is hit. Let's see the second target for Kyrgyzstan. They have 15 rounds loaded. 15 rounds actually loaded for this coaxial machine gun fire. They include 6 tracers to better correct the fire along these targets. The target still remains intact, and Russia, China, Belarus is now finished. Belarus is given the military salute to the referees and coaches. The referee and also the chief coach from Belarus welcomes his servicemen. By the way, last year we remember Belarus had 1939 best time recorded last year. It's possible that we're yet to see the strongest cruise for Belarus perform in the coming days of the 10th anniversary tank biathlon. The second cruise are about to take the field on the 17th of August, dear friends. And I know that many of you are wondering where can the tickets for the tank biathlon be purchased. And tickets are available at the tank biathlon website. The tickets are worth around $20 in exchange rates, and the website is called TęNG, TANKI-biathlon.com. So this is the place for your tickets for this wonderful event. Also, back to the track, and last year Kyrgyzstan, once again I remind you, took the gold in the second division, getting its ticket to the first division event where we're watching them this year. The driver for People's Republic of China, Zhao Lingzun, the gunner was Sergeant Huan Minfeng, and the tank commander was Lieutenant Pan Yo. Some great fire accuracy, some great driving from People's Republic of China. Very well prepared driver, only making a single mistake. Hard to call it a mistake, even for Belarus was recorded in the minefield. Apart from that, we're seeing some great driving, some great maneuvering around this course. And China is now racing for the final obstacles, is into the anti-tank trench. 24:15 is the time recorded elapsed into the race so far, and only meters remain before the finish line. So now China is greeting its tankers. Blue color-coded tank 96 Type B. A very strong side. Our dear friends and partners from People's Republic of China are annually taking part in this tank biathlon, and bravo, it is the finish line. Very well prepared side. 24:42. 5 targets out of 5 down. No penalty pit stops assigned. Bravo to the Chinese tankers, well done. Now flying their national colors during the victory lap in front of the stands. And this amicable atmosphere at the tank biathlon remains even during the heats. There are no arguments, no controversy. The international referee panel is closely cooperating, helping each other. Certainly, the gracious hosts at Labina Army Proving Ground are welcoming all of the teams, and Chinese People's Republic in particular recording this great time of 24:42. The chief referee and chief coaches of Chinese team are welcoming, saluting their heroes. Chinese team has been half changed. The coaches have been changed this year. They're shaking. They're about to discuss the day's events, do their homework, and we eagerly expect the 17th of August to see the second cruise for the nations take the field. Today, at a later time, we're going to see the hearing of the referee panel and the technical commission. The issue to discuss for the technical commission is the technical delay allowed by the Russian Federation tank in non-firing within allotted 20 seconds on the targets. And we're back to Kyrgyzstan, approaching finish. The Minister of Defense for Republic of Kyrgyzstan is on his feet in the stands, saluting his heroes. Mr. Amur Aliyev, the fans, the referees, everyone is cheering. Great work. Good show for Kyrgyzstan appearing in the first division. This is certainly worthy of applause. Bright emotions reign here at the testing ground. And all eyes are now at this field of the 10th anniversary tank biathlon of the 8th International Army Games. And once again, let us congratulate the crew for Republic of Kyrgyzstan, the tank commander Senior Lieutenant Talant Alimbekov, the gunner is Sergeant Abdumetal Torabek, and the driver is Gak Tinali. Today we're expecting the following 2 events. Second division is going to field their crews. And now back to the results of this race. Kyrgyzstan 39-23, China 24-42, Belarus 23-20, and Russia 21 minutes and 9 seconds. Maximum speed of 80 kilometers an hour recorded today. Dear friends, you're watching this live on the Star Zvezda TV channel. This is the Labina Army Proving Ground, and this is your tank biathlon host, Nikolai Fedorov, and co-hosting for the English-speaking audiences is Dmitry Klinsky. And tonight we have another 2 events to watch. Abkhazia, Tajikistan, Sudan, and others. Now back to statistics. These are the preliminary ratings. Vietnam is listed number 8, 34.50. And the first three lines are Russia, Belarus and China, certainly looking strong. The times on screen from 21 to 24 minutes. Also, Kyrgyzstan and Venezuela in the 10th position of the strongest performance of this tournament. And now, back to the highlights for today. Kyrgyzstan in a 4th position, a strong side, great fire accuracy, enjoying its ticket out of the 2nd division into the 1st for today's contest. Well performed. If we look back at yesterday's race, certainly the show was quite strong, and this was confirmed by the rating statistics. Kyrgyzstan is certainly well up in the rankings, and I'd like to remind you that the team in the 1st division that's in a lock position is going to be going back to the 2nd division for next year's contest. People's Republic of China in the 3rd place for this fantastic race. Well, our Chinese friends' work is always making us glad. Quite coordinated, always on point. Sometimes it feels as if it's just one well-oiled machine, especially speaking of hammer loading. It seems as if they're doing it with eyes closed. Wake them up in the middle of the night and say, load up 3 shells. They will do it in 3 seconds flat. So, some great shows, great performances from the first group, People's Republic of China. And now to our brother nation, Belarus, making us quite happy today after performing serious homework on the last year's mistake. Last year, Belarus unfortunately couldn't break through into the finals, losing at the semi-final stage, ranked 6th for 2021. However, this year burst through in the first lap. Recall that, dear friends, we saw Belarus being ahead of the pack, even ahead of the race leaders. Later, however, making a small mistake on the minefield obstacle and scoring a penalty lap, which caused a delay and hence the 2nd position in this race. And now over to the winners, the Red Machine, the famous Red Machine of the hockey fame. I think we could draw these parallels here. Congratulations, well done for Russian Federation. 1st place, once again representing Eastern Military District. Some great fire accuracy, some good speeds, great jumps, great work on behalf of the driver, Tың. I think Tың is a fantastic driver. Chivalry-like precision in maneuvering his armored vehicle. And certainly no mistakes are allowed here. And no mistakes were made. All of the targets were hit by the Russian Federation crew. Tank commander skillfully ordered his tank around the track, scoring the 1st position in our lineup and winning tally for today. And this was the Stars with Star TV channel and your Tank Biathlon host, Nikolai Fedorov. Please don't go too far away. We have another 2 great events on the menu today. Stay well, love each other, be happy. Your Ministry of Defense, Russian Federation, is always next to you. Thank you, and see you soon. Nikolai Fedorov, please don't go too far away. We have another 2 great events on the menu today. Be happy. Your Ministry of Defense, Russian Federation, is always next to you. Thank you, and see you soon.
Влажность и ветер всего лишь 1 метр в секунду. Идеальные условия для выполнения всех огневых задач. Ну и, конечно же, преодоление всех препятствий конкурса. Огромное количество болельщиков сегодня здесь на полигоне Алабино. С вами комментатор танкового биатлона Николай Федоров. И в этом заезде сойдутся первые экипажи Лаоса, Армении, Сирии и Мьянмы. Прежде чем представить экипажи, участвующие в этом заезде, внимание, судьи этого заезда. От Мьянмы Хтун Нау Мо. От Сирийской Арабской Республики Салман Хамза. От Армении Армен Феранян. И от Лаоса Сенмани Камчанг. Ну и я представляю экипажи первого заезда 2-го дивизиона. На правом фланге, на первой огневой дорожке, танк зеленого цвета. Республика Союз Мьянма. Командир танка капитан Хтинг Аунг Чо. Наводчик-оператор, водитель, прапорщик Раид Башир. Сирийская Арабская Республика. Танк красного цвета. На третьей огневой дорожке танк желтого цвета. Первый экипаж команды Республики Армения. Командир танка капитан Арман Царксян. Наводчик-оператор рядовой Георгий Аванян. И механик-водитель рядовой Володя Аршакян. Наводчик-оператор и механик-водитель военнослужащие, которые проходят службу по призыву. Ну и на левом фланге танк синего цвета. Лаосская Народно-демократическая Республика. Первый экипаж. Командир танка. Первый экипаж команды Республики Армения. Командир танка капитан Арман Царксян. Наводчик-оператор рядовой Георгий Аванян. И механик-водитель рядовой Володя Аршакян. Наводчик-оператор и механик-водитель военнослужащие, которые проходят службу по призыву. Ну и на левом фланге танк синего цвета. Лаосская Народно-демократическая. Ватсана, наводчик-оператор младший лейтенант Кип Кавон. Итак, друзья, с реву двигателя танков Т-72Б3 первым будет стартовать команда Мьянмы. Старт неодновременный с разницей во времени 1 минута. Лично на начало движения командам дает ставить задачу главный судья соревнований генерал-майор Кирилл Кулаков. Итак, считанные секунды до начала заезда. В это же время команда Ирана выполняет нормативы по технической подготовке. Нововведение этого года – сдача нормативов. В дни, когда экипажи не участвуют в заездах, здесь, на полигоне Алабино, во время индивидуальной гонки выполняются нормативы по технической подготовке. Первый норматив по замене гусеничного трака и второй норматив подготовка танка к самовытаскиванию с помощью бревна. Вернемся к ним немного позже, а пока танк зеленого цвета. Команда Мьянма. Первый экипаж отправляется на трассу конкурса танковый биатлон. Ну что ж, пожелаем удачи сборной Мьянмы, первому экипажу выступить и показать все, чему смогли научиться за прошедший год. В 2021 году, друзья, команда Мьянмы во 2-м дивизионе стала бронзовым призером по итогам эстафет. В этом году принято решение, эстафета проводится для 1-го дивизиона, а вот среди команд 2-го дивизиона победители будут выявлены по результатам индивидуальной гонки. Итак, первое препятствие. Змейка или участок маневрирования. Длина его 15 метров. Установлены ограничительные столбы, проехав которые нужно, лавируя между столбами, не зацепить ни один из них. Останавливается экипаж для загрузки боеприпасов. Впереди выполнение первой огневой задачи. Итак, для команд 2-го дивизиона для команд второго дивизиона дополнительные боеприпасы в ходе выполнения первой огневой задачи не используются. Выделяется 3 основных, и они же единственные боеприпасы для стрельбы по мишеням номер 12. Мишени будут подниматься также одновременно на дальности 1600, 1700 и 1800 метров. Ну и, собственно говоря, из расходов 3 боеприпаса мы с вами узнаем окончательный результат выполнения первой огневой задачи. И после этого экипажу либо будут назначены штрафные круги, либо штрафных кругов не будет. За непоражение мишени номер 12, начиная с этого года, экипажи отправляются не на 1 штрафной круг, как ранее, а на 2 штрафных круга. Дистанция одного штрафного круга, я напоминаю, 500 метров. Соответственно, за непоражение одной мишени номер 12 экипажу предстоит пройти лишний километр. 1 круг, полный круг трассы танкового биатлона в индивидуальном заезде 4 километра 100 метров. Ну что, собственно говоря, просто
100 meters. So, doing simple maths, you can deduce that missing the target's number 12 3 times, thrice, you have to do additional 12 kilometers, which is a lot. Now, and we are watching the Republic Union. Myanmar is about to tackle their first fire mission. We have the first shot. Second division, let me remind you, a great result. First division teams this year have second division winners this year will have a guaranteed ticket entering the Division 1 next year. And certainly the winners from last year's second division are taking place in the first this year. And another target is hit. Great work. Along the gunner Aung Myat, captain gunner for Myanmar, 26-year-old, second tank biathlon, performed very well. The Myanmar team have taken bronze, and we can see some great work, some great lessons learned. 3 targets, 3 hits. No penalty laps are given to Myanmar, and the team is moving off along the track. We can see the Myanmar coaches and the head of Myanmar team watching their crews work, their performance live from the command post here right next to us. So, fantastic shooting from the gunner team Myanmar, our captain Aung Myat. Only targets number 9 remain. And we are watching the Syria Arab Republic first tank traversing the first obstacle. The driver for Syria is Warrant Officer Raid Bashir. I think he slightly lost it at the sharp turn. Continues along the track, leveling his armored vehicle. More attention is required here. Great work, great fire accuracy. And this is exactly what us, the audience, are striving, are expecting to see here at Alabina Army Proving Ground. This is the performance we expect and we are seeing from Myanmar team. 3 hits, 3 targets. Well done, Myanmar. A little bit more to the right, and the 3rd target, well, I think the ball was scuffed there. However, no penalty points are assigned, no pit stops and no penalty times. For reaching the obstacles, the teams are forwarded to the pit stops where they have to perform a 1-minute inspection of the vehicle. And we are watching now the Syria Arab Republic commander and coaches watching their charges take their rightful place at the next fire mission. 11th position recorded last year. Very well. We are hoping for a much better result this year. And now they're reporting ready to fire 3 artillery rounds, 125mm rounds. T-72 B3, legendary main battle tank of Russia's Armed Forces Tank Corps. And we have first shot, and the target is... We're still waiting for the decision on the target. 2 targets still remain. Lap time is recorded. 7 minutes on the dot for Myanmar, taking second lap. And Syria, second target is hit. Very well, great fire accuracy from the second division. Fantastic work here. And the third target is still standing. And it remains standing intact. However, 2 out of 3 were hit by the Syrian gunner. The driver for Syria, Raid Bashir, will take the tank on penalty laps. Raid is the 37-year-old serviceman of Syria Arab Republic. Veteran of this tank biathlon, knows the track well. And of course, let's watch the replays. First fire. First target was touched. Only the side of it, but the hit is recorded. Second target, bullseye. And the third remained standing. Too short on the third. And now Armenia team is starting its individual hits. First crew for Armenia is on track, traversing the restricted maneuvering course. Please let me introduce Armenia team. This is the only team representing all of the gunners and drivers are young servicemen. They're all young people, young conscripts, 18, 19-year-olds, and are representing their country, Armenia, here in the Russian Federation. I'm sure their parents are proud of their boys, and the guys can demonstrate us their skills they were able to learn from their commanders in the Republic of Armenia. But we'll come back to Armenian team slightly later, and we're watching Myanmar. Lap 2 for Myanmar. 9 minutes and 42 seconds into the race. Braving the slope. Not an easy obstacle. Easy to roll off here, and the driver has to be very careful not to scuff any of the poles, not to roll back off the obstacle. However, we saw the signal man also saw no scuffs. White flag signals clean passage. A scarp obstacle easily climbed by the T-72B3. 90 centimeters was the height of this escarp obstacle. We're watching the tank at the ammo loading site. 125mm shells are being now loaded into the tank. 3 of this, as we see, and the tank men are taking their places inside the tank. Now hatches must be sealed. This is an obligatory health and safety prerequisite during live fires. Hatches must be sealed. And pole was scuffed exiting the escarp. However, this was only a direction sign. The key at the escarp is not to roll back and not to stop. So obstacle has been traversed, no faults were recorded. And the Armenia coach is waiting for his crew to report ready to fire, while Myanmar is loading the ammo into its AA cord machine gun. The team, the tank commander, is going to perform this fire mission. And also let me remind you that the rake obstacle was excluded from the obstacle course this year and replaced by the indicated pit stop position, where the Spark machine gun, where the twin machine gun and the AA machine gun have to be set up. Now we see Armenia performing their live fire. Target number 25, the helicopter, is being engaged by Myanmar tank commander with his AA cord machine gun. 15 rounds with 6 traces, and another shot. We see a ricochet slightly damaging the target, however it is not indicated as a hit. We're looking for some clean hits, and Myanmar is continuing to engage target number 25, engaging the enemy helicopter. However, the flare signal indicating target hit is still not smoking. It is possible, due to weather conditions, especially in the rain, for the flares to misfire. So all of the targets will need to be carefully verified and checked by the judicial review. The chief umpire, Major General Kirill Kulakov, indicates no hit. Myanmar is directed to 1 penalty lap. And now Armenia team, we're back to Armenia crew. They still have 1 target standing. However, over 60 seconds have passed. We see no fire. The gunner, Private George Georgy Avanyan, is performing this live fire. He is a conscripted serviceman, but they have the best fighting spirit, prepared to show the highest results. Last year, unfortunately, Armenia skipped last year's biathlon. This year, they're taking part in Division 2, and they're in with a chance for a ticket to Division 1. And now if this happened through no fault of the tank crew, certainly no penalty time will be assigned. We see Laos traversing through the restricted maneuvering obstacle. No poles should be scuffed, and certainly the track has to be followed, because it's easy to lose the track and waste valuable time climbing back. However, Laos continuous progress along the track. Ahead is the ammo loading site, where 3 standard artillery shells have to be loaded. Now, speaking of last year's performance for Laos, I'd like to note that the team performed well, showed good results in Division 2. Laos took the 5th position last year in the 2nd division. However, in 2020, Laos Tankman came 2nd in Division 2. And of course, speaking to the Tankmen, I heard from all of them that they came here to win. They all came here to win. But certainly the strongest will remain. And we're watching the replays right now. Combat fire mission for Armenia. First, too short. Second, flanking the target, however, also too short. And the crew is now remaining at the fire mission point. The crew has been in place for over 3 minutes now without taking their third shot. They're trying to remove the reason for this delay. We're trying to clarify with the chief umpire. As for the reason, maybe over anxiety. I'd like to remind you, ladies and gents, that all of the teams, all of the crews are featuring Russian tanks T-72B3s. Russian Federation is providing every country with tanks. The only exception is People's Republic of China. According to the rules, they are importing their own tanks, which are compatible in terms of technical specs to T-72B3s. China People's Liberation Army uses Type 96B. And now we heard the first fire from Laos team, engaging targets number 12. Rangers from 16 to 800 meters out in the ground. No additional ammo is allowed here. Myanmar is recording its next lap time. Only third lap remains for Myanmar in this perfect race for the first crew. Every team will field 3 crews, so every crew will have to take field. Only Mali is represented by 1 crew, and these are servicemen, cadets at the Russia Old Troop Academy. And this is the moment when the driver can really be upset. We have 3 penalty laps for skipping targets number 12. Certainly there is a miss on the target, resulting in 2 penalty laps, and also 1 penalty lap for the target imitating shoulder-held missile launcher. Great weather conditions today. Very lucky for the audience here in the stands. Target number 25, red color-coded tank for Syria. Tank commander is preparing to open fire. 900 meters to target is the range. 15.7 millimeter AA cord machine gun, which is standard in T-72B3s, and tracers are also loaded to correct fire on these targets. If the tracers are flying past the target, that means fire needs corrections. Certainly lots of emotions. We can see them on the faces of the coach and the umpire of Syria Arab Republic. Target is intact, and the tank is given additional 500-meter penalty lap. Warrant Officer Raid Bashir is taking the Syrian tank along the tank biathlon track. The driver for Laos is doing his 6 penalty laps. We'll have to do a few kilometers here. 6 laps, that's 3 kilometers. In addition, Armenia crew is continuing at the standstill at the fire point. Laos is shooting over the target. Laos is given additional penalty laps now, and it's down to the driver's skill to quickly go through these penalty laps. Now, Myanmar passing the escarped obstacles. Dear friends, just imagine 46 tons is the weight of this combat vehicle, easily climbing the obstacle. No hits recorded. Armenia is now opening fire on target number 3. They managed to remove the jam, however, too short. The target is not hit, to great regret of Armenia fans here at Alabina and the online audience at the Star Zvezda TV channel, YouTube online audiences. They're all watching, supporting the servicemen. So few kilometers of penalty laps given food for thought to the teams. And we're still expecting the next cruise from both countries to take field soon. Certainly the first crews always find it very difficult to go first. Myanmar back in 2021. The statistics on their performance, the time is noteworthy. Best time was recorded by second crew. Myanmar was 26 minutes 47 seconds. The coming third crew, 30 minutes 45 seconds recorded last year. Let's see the results for Myanmar this year. They were the first to take the field, and we're expecting them to finish first also. This is the third lap and the third fire mission for Myanmar. Engaging target number 9. One lonely target is eagerly expecting the gunner from Myanmar make his amends. 50 aside. See the gunner tracking for target, but too low. Short. Tank commanders and coaches work to correct this fire, and the gunner decides to get before take a tank on the penalty lap. The last volley shattered this target for Myanmar. Tension written on the faces of Myanmar coach. First of all, concentration can be read in their faces. Myanmar captain Aung Myat, a second-year veteran, 26-year-old second-year veteran of this tank biathlon. How well he tackled targets number 12 today. He is certainly the hero of these individual hits. Emotions, Myanmar fans are on their feet, flying the national colors of Myanmar, Syria, Armenia and Laos. All of the flags can be in the stands with their fans supporting their servicemen. However, there was a long delay at the point, and for Armenia, we will still we will definitely find out following the judicial and technical review. Mind the safety of the tank men, all of the rules are being strictly followed at this track by the tank crews. Myanmar is going into the sharp turn, about to finish the third lap. The restricted maneuvering section, 40 meters long. The difficulty here is that in entering this obstacle after the sharp turn, the driver easily lose the track and scuff the poles like bowling pins in an alley. However, the driver for Myanmar, HàNH, is nearing the finish line. Dear friends, just look at the time. First crew, first time for Myanmar, 28:26. And 5 seconds remain to finish. 3, 2, 1. Finish for Myanmar. 28:31 is the recorded lap times for Myanmar. Much better than the first division teams taking the field today. Mongolia and Azerbaijan today scored over 30 minutes, 31:10 and 32:43 Azerbaijan respectively. And Myanmar second division just recorded 28:31. Fantastic time for Myanmar. Look at the stars for Myanmar. Tank Commander Captain Ktinga Uncho, Gunmate Miat, and the driver Junior Sergeant HàNH for Myanmar. Bravo. Well, let's come back to the track of this 8th International Army Games Tank Biathlon. 3 more teams are out in the field. No second chances. Your first try is your best here. This is true for the servicemen. Great fire accuracy, great track speeds. Only one team can enter Division 1 next year. Syria braving the escarped obstacle 90 centimeters high. White flag indicates no faults, no fouls from the field flagman. We can see the national colors of Republic of Union Myanmar waving in this tank biathlon ground. Congratulations to Myanmar, the first crew for Myanmar. We'd like to congratulate the whole Republic of Myanmar. Great work. Bravo, Myanmar. Military salute from Myanmar, saluting the stands. with their national colors. All of the fans, the coaches, everyone supporting Myanmar. Armenia is exiting the slope. They will need to take the pit stop. There was a fault recorded in one of the obstacles. Now all of the 3 servicemen need to dismount and then once again take their job pattern places. Now certainly time is of essence here, and this valuable seconds wasted in the pit stop are a serious obstacle also. The 3 best crews for individual races will be identified and awarded. Also, the results of this cruise will go into the ratings, which will serve to identify the winner in Division 2 for this year's tank biathlon and the ticket to Division 1 next year. And now Syria, 33-year-old warrant officer Lorca Aizuki, a veteran of this tank biathlon, who knows well this track, this testing ground, and of course knows the tanks well. T-72B3s adopted into service as a main battle tank in 2012. Enjoys greater mobility, greater powertrain, firepower, and an upgraded loading system, enabling to use the most modern types of ammunition shells. 840 horsepower engine reaching maximum speeds, as Russian Federation has proven 84 kilometers per hour is the maximum speed recorded by Russian Federation crew, still remaining in the book of records unbroken. And now the targets are out in the ground. It's time to hit the targets number 9 for Syria. Have a chance to score some great times and fire accuracy. Yes! Yes, the gunner has scored on the target. Despite hitting it first with his first volley, he finished it off to make sure that of this convincing show and to unload. Chases the target with the last volley and shatters all of the glass remaining. Target number 9. Tank commander for Armenia, Captain Arman Sargsyan, over 10 years in the tank corps, Republic of Armenia, a 28-year-old veteran. And now the fire flare is smoking at target number 25, indicating enemy helicopter, signaling that the target is hit. It is smoking out there. Bravo to the tank commander for Armenia. They're ready to progress along the track without any penalty laps. Armenia still has another lap to do and a few fire missions yet. Captain Arman Sargsyan is the tank commander who is skillfully maneuvering his crew and is quite skillful also with his AA anti-aircraft Cord machine gun. Now we're watching the next team from Laos taking the same fire mission. Look, and the target is smoking. Actually, no, that was not the flare smoking. That was the direct hit on the actual pole. Ricochet. The ricochets resulted in smoke. However, the target flare is not smoking, indicating target is missed, resulting in a penalty lap, unfortunately, for Laos. Yes, dear friends, this was the point of impact one of the rounds, clearly hitting the target pole, providing some confusion, smoking, however.
Сатиги, Республика Мали. На левом фланге танк синего цвета, экипаж Исламской Республики Иран. Командир танка, старший лейтенант Мухаммад Халили Басерри. Наводчик-оператор, лейтенант Расуль Шарафи. Механик-водитель, младший лейтенант Серус Махмуди. Исламская Республика Иран. Итак, все готово для начала заезда. Остается лишь только пожелать удачи каждому экипажу. Звучит сигнал на полигоне Алабина. Итак, друзья, прозвучал сигнал, и это команда экипажам занять штатные места в танках Т-72Б3. Ревут двигатели танков. Все танки предоставлены командам для участия Российской Федерации. Команды прибывали с 2 по 6 августа. Проходили занятия по технической подготовке, принимали технику, принимали танки, участвовали в жеребьевке. Огромная программа была перед началом заезда. Очень много было сделано работы как организаторами конкурса, главным командованием сухопутных войск, ну и, конечно же, главным управлением боевой подготовки вооруженных сил Российской Федерации в части, касающейся подготовки как раз-таки приемов, встречи и всех вопросов общего обеспечения команд, участвующих в конкурсе танковый биатлон. Ну что ж, время пролетело быстро, и вот уже второй день танкового биатлона. 10-й танковый биатлон 8-х армейских международных игр. Старт не одновременный. Первыми стартовать будут представители Южной Осетии. Главный судья соревнований генерал-майор Кирилл Кулаков лично принимает доклады у каждого тренера. Того тренера, который управляет своим экипажем, постоянно на прямой связи с экипажами тренеры, передают команды, слушают о тех проблемах, которые могут возникнуть у экипажа, также принимают доклады о готовности к стрельбе, о готовности к началу движения и многое-многое другое. Очень важная работа как раз-таки тренера здесь на вышке. Без него экипажу будет очень сложно, да, фактически невозможно. Без связи в том числе, но связь
will also be relegated to the second division in the next year's tank fight. Once again, a little bit of background on the tanks. These are T-72B3s. All of them are provided for all the team member countries, teams and member countries by the host Russian Federation. 2012 saw this armored vehicle accepted into Russian armed forces as MBT, main battle tank. Increased mobility, maneuverability, fire accuracy, new fire control, upgraded auto-loading system, all featured in these tanks. Also, the speeds reached by this armor are simply amazing. The record standing on this track by Russian Federation, yet unbroken, stands at 84 kilometers an hour. Amazing speeds. And of course, we're ready to see some picturesque, some great fire missions. Certainly be a joy to all the spectators lining the stands today to support their heroes. And certainly we're going to see the main caliber fires on targets representing enemy tanks. We'll also see some live fire missions featuring the anti-aircraft machine gun on the targets representing enemy helicopter, and the coaxial machine gun 862 also used to engage the RPG simulated targets. Lots of interpreters are also performing here at the Army Games, supporting all of the teams hosted by Russia. And now back to the track. Iran is the first to start. Was the decision taken by the chief referee? Iran is to go first. We'll learn the reasons for this decision later. Why has South Ossetia been reshuffled to later start? And Mohammed Halili, the tank commander, is given command to start the race. We see the Iranian tank carefully traversing the restricted maneuvering course. Four minutes are assigned to hit all of the targets in the fire missions. In case 4-minute time limit is not adhered to, additional penalty laps will be assigned. First shot has to be taken within the first 20 seconds. In case the shot is taken after the 20th second, this will also result in penalty stop the fire mission. Just so again, competition race that featured individuals from China, Kyrgyzstan, Russia and Belarus. A memorable race. You'll be able to see it on YouTube or in the replays. Highly recommended. Russian Federation crew performed well, showing us the best time of 21:19 and now 21:09. Sorry. And now we are back to Iran at the ammo loading bay. Iran, by the way, last time featured at the tank biathlon back in 2019. They took overall 12th position in the ranking, later missing 3 years. The team was preparing, however, was not able to take part for some reasons, and this year, 2022, a decision was taken by the leadership of Islamic Republic of Iran to send their tankers to our tank biathlon in Russia. Probably the pandemic affected the plans in previous years. So we're especially glad and heartened to see our friends here today. Certainly, today's race will also have strict abidance of the health and safety regulations. Probably, unfortunately, however, this will result in not seeing any flying tanks today, because the jumps have been prohibited in consideration of safety of the servicemen. And Iran, first shot, first hit on the first tank target. Amazing. Just 5 seconds it took Iran to track, lock and fire on the first target. Target hit, second shot. Yes, the target is hit, the right upper hand corner. Upper right hand corner of the target we see was breached, and the third shot, two shot apparently, or actually over. 2 additional penalty laps given to Iranian crew. Good work, however, 2 targets out of 3. Let us go to the replay now and stand reminded that each miss on this tank targets will result in 2 penalty laps. That's another novelty this year's tank biathlon. Last year only 1 penalty lap was assigned per 1 miss. This has changed to 2, since this main caliber weapon work is considered to be the most essential and critical in the performance of these tankers. Zimbabwe is off on the track. Color-coded red, we see Zimbabwe armor coming through the restricted maneuvering course. By the way, Zimbabwe, similar to Iran, did not feature in the contest since 2019, occupying position 9 in 2nd division back in 2019. We're glad to welcome Zimbabwe tankers this year, and let us see whether they were able to seriously conduct their homework and prepare well for today's contest. We see Zimbabwe fans, certainly their leaders, in cheering on their servicemen, as well as supporting all of the other teams of the tank biathlon. Right flags dancing, and this African continent spirits really provide for the great ambience and energy here at Alabina. Now ammo loading bay for the Zimbabwe crew. They're all lining up outside the tank and they're ready to go. The driver is handing over these 125mm artillery shells. Coordinated work. Certainly this crew has to work like a well-oiled machine, like a single body, single-minded in this work. By the way, a little bit of fitness is also required, since the shells each weigh up to 29 kilos. Just imagine doing that for your morning exercise routine, ladies and gents. We are back to Iran, who is now going through the 2nd penalty lap of the 2 last scored during the fire mission for missing one of the tank targets. 2 tanks are out in the ground, Iran and Zimbabwe, with the next 2 teams slotted to start shortly. The red flag is indicated by the umpire for Iran, indicating a violation of the minefield obstacle. 1 pit stop is given by the chief referee of the contest. And back to Zimbabwe. Another novelty this year. All of the 3 targets at ranges from 16 to 1800 meters are raised simultaneously, and only 20 seconds is allowed for the first shot. No more than 4 minutes in total for all the 3 targets. Holding our breath, Zimbabwe is tracking for targets, about to engage at will. There is no order to the actual targets. It's at the discretion of the gunner. We see time elapsing into the race, over 8 minutes now. Iran is about to finish their first lap, having completed their penalties. And we're watching a short delay here with Zimbabwe. Mali and South Ossetia are still at the starting line. The chief referee is about to give an order to start. The reasons for starting with this 1 or 2 minute gap is designed to disperse the tanks throughout the ground, prevent any close races, any close encounters between the tanks, provide enough room and maneuverability for everyone, as well as taking their fire missions. Mali is reporting, ready to start. Chief referee of the contest, Major General Kirill Kulakov, is providing permission to start. Mali all ahead. Only one team remains to start, that's South Ossetia. We are greatly supporting all of the teams, but certainly Republic of Mali has a special place in our hearts. As strange as it may sound, they're very special to us, because this crew taking part for Mali in this tank biathlon are cadets at the Russian city of Blagoveshchensk at the All Services Armed Forces Academy. And this show is certainly a proud moment for these young cadets. And they are now almost out of the restricted maneuvering course, carefully navigating. We will see, carefully watch the flagman's flags to see if this was a clean passage. While Zimbabwe certainly is facing difficulties, they've been still at the fire point for a while now without taking shots at the targets, without engaging the targets. It may be due to the technical difficulties. We'll soon learn of that. And back to Mali. Doing a quick vehicle inspection. And Iran is now in the second lap, recording the best time of 11 minutes. We are with Mali at the ammo loading bay, loading the 125mm artillery shells, standard tank rounds that will be used to tackle the next fire mission on the tank targets. Iranian tankers are doing their quick designated pit stop, and they're about to install their anti-aircraft machine gun in time for their next fire mission. Zimbabwe has taken 2 shots already, however missing the targets, which will result in at least 4 penalty laps for Zimbabwe driver, while the Iranians are setting up the anti-aircraft Court machine gun, 12.7mm caliber, used for engaging low-flying aerial targets, represented by helicopter target here at the biathlon. Last shot for Zimbabwe, unfortunately, with low fire accuracy, not managing to score on any of the targets. We can see tears on the eyes, in the eyes of Zimbabwe fans. Certainly a very emotional, stressful time for everyone. Pressure is building on the first cruise, especially with the penalty laps, which resulted from misses. Back to Mali at the firing point. Targets are out in the range. Distances from 16 to 1800 meters. The infographics provided by the Stars Zvezda TV channel certainly make it easy for us to follow this fire mission. And 3 targets are out in the field. These are targets designated number 12, representing enemy armor. And Mali gunner is tracking for target fire. Looks like it's a miss. Too short. Fire has to be corrected, certainly for the gunner, by the coaches. This is down to the coach and the tank commander as to best correct their team's fire. We're going to learn the results of that soon, and Zimbabwe is out on the penalty lap, having left the track, gone off track, coming back now, reversing back. Let's put it down to over-anxiety and stage jitters from Zimbabwe driver. He's now reversing back to completing his penalty lap, and we are back to Mali completing their fire mission. Unfortunately, it's a miss. The tank is reversing back on track. Mali, unfortunately, did not score any hits on the tank targets, and that will be the reason for the 6 penalty laps, 2 for each miss. And now South Ossetia is finally taking the field and are into the restricted maneuvering obstacle. Let us remind you that Colonel Taimuraz Kubayev is a 25-year-old veteran of the Armed Forces Republic of South Ossetia. South Ossetia last year took part in the 2nd division, taking the 4th position, entering the finals. However, coming too short of Myanmar. Myanmar took the 3rd position last year ahead of South Ossetia. Let us see what will happen this year. By the way, Myanmar's yesterday's event was simply amazing. Everyone were quite impressed with the 27 minutes 43 seconds best time shown by Myanmar. All of the other teams showed times over 30 and 40 minutes. For instance, 42:02 for Laos against 27:43 for Myanmar yesterday. So I think we have a lot to expect in the coming days, especially after the 17th of August, when the 2nd crews are going to take the field. And back to Iran. Anti-aircraft machine gun being used by the tank commander for Iranian 1st crew on the helicopter simulated target. 15 rounds with 5 tracers are used in this fire mission. It looks like the machine gun is jammed, probably too much hurry in loading the machine gun with a belt. This is a short 15-round belt with 5 tracers as to better correct fire accuracy. And first volleys. .7 caliber weapon. Unfortunately, the target remains standing. Machine gun is stowed away, and 1 penalty lap is given for the miss. And South Ossetia back in the ground, about to tackle targets representing enemy tanks. Let us put our hands together for our closest friends and neighbors from the Republic of South Ossetia. And Andrei Sabanov is the 27-year-old senior lieutenant gunner for South Ossetia. First shot, and it's a hit. South Ossetia, well done. Zimbabwe continuing movement after completing the penalty time. And South Ossetia, next shot, and it's also on target. Mali is slightly ahead of Iran at 9 minutes and 42 seconds. Lap 2. Both teams, Iran and Mali, are in lap 2 now, while South Ossetia and Zimbabwe are still on lap 1. And third shot, South Ossetia, well done, well done. Some fantastic fire accuracy, awesome, no penalty laps, stay on course. Some great results and great performance, certainly making South Ossetia fans happy here in the stands. Quite often the teams don't feel their best cruise first. This is the reason why we're eagerly anticipating the 17th of August to see the second cruise take the ground in the later clashes. Iran has left the competition track. The driver lost his way somewhat, similar to Zimbabwe, missing a turn. Coming back now, completing their penalty lap. And they're continuing along the competition track. Now Mali team is going to set up the anti-aircraft Korg machine gun. Zimbabwe no stopping, no rolling back. Well done, well done. We don't expect to see any red flags on this passage of the obstacle. Some great replays of the last fire mission by South Ossetia. Lots of support here. The coaches would be quite happy with the last target practice round. Certainly, using the main caliber weapon is the critical for any modern battle tank. And certainly these tankers prove time and time again their fire accuracy and power. South Ossetia holds a very special place for Russia, certainly closest neighbors, and all of the South Ossetians are eagerly expecting the day when South Ossetia may become winners in this championship. Zimbabwe is out of the attack range, South Ossetia closely following. Designated stop area is another obstacle that replaced the rake this year. Control inspection occurs here. This is the penalty for incorrectly reaching obstacles. And we are watching Mali out of the fort, taking a sharp turn, correctly climbing the slope and exiting it. Entering the S-car obstacle. See the 14-ton machine climbing the obstacle. It's a 90 centimeter step for the tank, which is easily managed by this armor. South black targets is the total target count for this round. The treadway is, or tracked passage is another obstacle. I think there was a pole stuck. Oh well. This should not result in any penalties. Only rollbacks or stops are considered fouls. Zimbabwe is racing past the glory mount in the command post, and Zimbabwe goes on to the second lap, quickly scuffing one of the poles. 6 tons is the actual weight of this combat vehicle. Iran is going to the third lap, 24:33. Let's now watch Mali tank. The tank commander, Junior Lieutenant Diarra Maki, is about to use his machine gun on the target, imitating an enemy helicopter. Some great shooting, however, this was the post ricochet resulting in smoke, but no clean hit on the target, which should be indicated by the smoke flare. We've got great visibility today, ladies and gents. Last year and previously we saw some pouring rain, and as well as for the final last year the chief referee had to stop the race to get at least a short lull in the rain, resulting in poor visibility. For this reason, all of the teams in the semi-final rain race were not able to make the finals. However, the weather is controlled, is not down to our control, and we will only be too grateful for the fine skies today. Mali missed his helicopter target with the anti-aircraft machine gun. 16:52 is their elapsed time. Zimbabwe is now on the second lap, and only Iran, starting first, is now in the third lap. The order of start changed at the chief referee decision. Iran was first to start, then Mali, Zimbabwe, and followed by South Ossetia starting last. South Ossetia performed the control inspection pit stop for breaching the last obstacle, and Mali is directed to the penalty lap. Certainly, some anxiety on the cruise. Temperature is over 27, sunny, fine weather. It's quite necessary. I think we'd like to welcome everyone, all of the residents from Moscow Village here at the Labada for a fine day out to witness this power, rapid engines, the shells bursting on targets in this goodwill contest of the 10th anniversary tank biathlon and the 8th of the National Army Games. So 3 tanks are very close despite starting with gaps. They have to be very careful and attentive, not just the drivers but the coaches also to control and monitor the progress of the charges. The rules strictly state no clashes, no accidents between the tanks. That would be the worst kind of mistake. Zimbabwe just scuffed one of the poles at the slow obstacle. obstacles that are scuffed. This unfortunately results in a pit stop for reaching this obstacle. Now we're about to watch South Ossetia take their next fire mission, and back to the replay. That was the South Ossetia scuffing the pole at the escarp obstacle. However, the key for the escarp obstacle is no stopping, no rollbacks. Scuffed poles simply don't count as penalties, as opposed to the slope, where the poles are also quite important. Ammo loading bay. Mali about to load the 29 kilogram 125 millimeter artillery rounds. And quite in a rare first, we're watching 3 tanks at the fire lanes simultaneously about to perform their fire missions. Target number 9, representing an enemy RPG, is out in the ground. And the tankers are about to engage at will in this live fire. Watching the volleys flying a bit higher. Yes, well done for Iran. And also the helicopter target at the same time is smoking for South Ossetia, scoring 4 out of 5 total targets. South Ossetia tank commander performed brilliantly, showing us some great fire accuracy. South Ossetia only has 1 target remaining for this race. 16 minutes in the race. Some good results so far, but let us watch the end of the race. Mali, 22 minutes, 0 targets out of 5, along with Zimbabwe at 27 minutes. And Mali is about to open fire. 15 rounds and 5 traces are used on the helicopter target. Traces are quite useful for best correcting the machine gun fire from this anti-aircraft machine gun. So far, the target remains intact. Fire has not been opened yet by the tank. Mali is racing past the command post, recording lap time of 22:47 in the 2nd position. South Ossetia is still on the 2nd lap. Let us wait slightly, but broadly speaking, we expect South Ossetia to be the favorites in this event, down to their time at the moment. 25 to 35 kilometer speeds are the best speeds which enable ideal, perfect passage of all the obstacles to comply with all the safety regulations. I think for the 2nd division teams, this is the best speed that should be adhered to. Mali is now setting up the coaxial machine gun, preparing for their next fire mission. However, Zimbabwe is experiencing problems, not able to engage the target as yet, while watching South Ossetia in their last obstacle of the 2nd lap. This is the 4th obstacle, having washed the tank, and we're watching the bright green T72B3 for South Ossetia racing for finish. Only 3 obstacles remain: the hill, the anti-tank trench, and the restricted maneuvering. Clearly the favorites at this stage. Back to Zimbabwe. The target is still intact. On lap 2, 0 targets. They're still in the firing line. Apparently tackling the machine gun, they're having a difficulty with a jam or a lock. We'll come back to South Ossetia slightly later. While Zimbabwe seems to be able to finally load their coaxial, the gunner is helping the TIM commander. Some great infographics have been done for you on the obstacles, why the stars is starting the channel technical crew, making it easy for us to watch these tanks, their speeds, and the passage of the obstacles, along with the fire accuracy and lap indications. I think we're watching some great times recorded today. Mali, 25 minutes. Great time for second division. South Ossetia team at 20 minutes now is likely to reach the finish first. But let us wait and let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. The target number 9, indicating the enemy helicopter, is still intact. Zimbabwe is trying to remove the problem independently. However, still seeing problems. It looks like the chief referee is going to call for technical support. Well, 2 years were missed by Zimbabwe, which could tell, since the race is certainly down 2 seconds. Mali scuffing some of the poles, which will unfortunately result in the penalty pit stop. So Iran will be the first to reach the finish line at 36 minutes 40 right now. The tank stopped shortly for a minute. May have been a minor mistake by the driver, taking the tank too far to the left. And now is racing for the finish line. This is the finish line for the Islamic Republic of Iran, recording best time of 37:10 so far in this Division 2 individual hits. Great job, fine work, fine start. The team has missed 2 years, but did not waste time. Certainly did their homework. 3 targets out of 5 are down. Certainly had penalty laps and penalty pit stops, but only those who don't try don't make mistakes. And we are confident that the performance of the second and third crews by Iran will be even more impressive. And once again, introducing the team. First crew for Iran: Tank Commander Senior Lieutenant Mohammed Halili, Gunner Lieutenant Rasul Sharafi, and the driver Junior Lieutenant Cyrus Mahmoudi. Well, coming back to South Ossetia, I think now is the time for them to fight for leadership in the second division. At this stage, Myanmar is the leader with 27 minutes 43 seconds recorded as best time for Myanmar in the second division. South Ossetia will be able to take the lead if they can finish this race successfully. Certainly, this is this will be the suspense for today. Who will remain leader in the second division following this race? Mali was able. Actually, sorry. Mali was able to hit the last target. Junior Lieutenant Keita Yusuf scored. And back to Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe will continue along the track. South Ossetia stopping in the firing line. Well done for the first crew. Quick inspection and ammo loading. This is the last fire mission for the first crew, South Ossetia. Good catch by the gunner. And we're going to watch the fire mission from the coaxial machine gun on this RPG representation target. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed for the gunner for South Ossetia, as well as all the fans for the nation. 15 rounds with 5 traces are issued for this fire mission, as opposed to the relay race. Only one RPG target is used in the individual hits. The relay races will see 3 targets fielded in this fire mission, along with the most gripping fire mission of all, the flanking fires. So let's eagerly expect this shows next week. And in the meanwhile, coming back to the firing line, the 46-ton armored vehicle is rotating its turret, tracking for target. Three tanks are out, still out in the ground. And now fire from South Ossetia. Mali is very close to the finish line. Zimbabwe had problems with anti-aircraft machine gun fire, however, continuing along the track at lap 2. South Ossetia missed the RPG target. Slightly unable to locate the target, unloaded his machine gun and continues along the track. Two pit stops were given by South Ossetia, and here is the first penalty lap. Nonetheless, 4 targets out of 5 are down for the team at 27-38. Unfortunately for South Ossetia fans, they won't be able to catch up to Myanmar. Myanmar best time still stands at 27:43. And certainly we can see that South Ossetia won't be able to catch up to the leaders this round. Zimbabwe, 0 out of 5 targets, missing the previous 4. Only 1 target remains. Hopefully they will be able to, similar to Mali, to score at least 1 target to rehabilitate themselves. Now, to redeem themselves. Red flag indicated by the line flagman. Zimbabwe went through the minefield. Red flag signals hitting one of the mines. Technical staff are closely tracking and observing all of the errors or violations in passing the obstacles. And certainly this careful monitoring of the technical staff is the basis for successful work of the contest. Zimbabwe is out of the float, racing along. Iran already finished. Sprinklers out in the ground, and certainly this is very important for the spectators, since in case there were no water we would not have been able to see all of this wonderful action because of the dust. 69 kilometers an hour reached by South Ossetia. GPS trackers are installed in all the tanks, which allow us to observe the speeds and locations of the teams on track. South Ossetia, a last Ford for the first group. Refreshed, racing for finish. Good time. 30 minutes and 35 seconds. Driver Sultan Kulukov is the driver of this tank. 37-year-old captain of South Ossetia Armed Forces. His family, wife, children are watching and supporting their father today. Some great work. Congratulations, Sultan. Well done. Not many mistakes were made, only twice. Pit stops were scored for missing the targets. An additional 2 minutes. Good speeds, also sharp line running. Also in excess of 30 kilometers an hour. Zimbabwe did admittedly make a mistake leaving the competition track, but quickly found their way back. Iran also made a small mistake following the last fire mission. For some reason, the driver took the tank too far to the left, also escaping the track, but coming designated pit stop is the next obstacle, and now South Ossetia fans are cheering their heroes. Certainly this is the first crew for South Ossetia. Only the designated pit stop remains before the finish line. The best results for South Ossetia were recorded at 30 minutes and 15 seconds. And so Zimbabwe in the third lap now, racing along. The treadway certainly cannot escape, cannot lose the bridge. Well passed. Now they're about to install the coaxial machine gun to tackle their last fire mission. And it's the finish line for South Ossetia. Bravo! Congratulations to South Ossetia. 33:06 is the time recorded by the first crew for South Ossetia. Well done. Good job. 4 targets recorded out of 5. But now, let us name this crew. Tank Commander Teimuraz Gubayev, Colonel. gunner, Senior Lieutenant Andrei Sabanov, and the driver, Captain Sultan Kulukov for South Ossetia. South Ossetia is waving their national colors, performing their victory circle in front of the stands, saluting the chiefs, saluting the referees with a military salute. Great work, fantastic show. Once again, dear friends, please note, those of you that closely followed the TÄNG biathlon can tell that the second division results are slightly off second last year's ratings. However, we see that some obstacles have been changed this year. The rake has been replaced with, first of all, the designated pit stop, where machine guns also have to be installed. This takes additional few minutes. So in case South Ossetia had to only do the rake instead of doing the machine guns, instead of installing the machine guns and doing the pit stop, they could have bettered that time today of 30 minutes. Iran is finishing with a great time of 37:10, better than Laos or Armenia. Iran is greeting and congratulating South Ossetia. South Ossetia shaking hands with Iran. An amazing aura, ambience of friendship and cooperation and brotherly love exists here at the TÄNG biathlon track. Lots of hugs and handshakes. Many of these tankers are veterans, multiple veterans of this TÄNG biathlon, greeting old friends and colleagues. Sharp turn for Zimbabwe. Careful now. Many mistakes were made by Zimbabwe, missing some targets, scoring some penalty laps, but right now, unfortunately, they scuffed another pole at the slope, which will result in another pit stop admittedly. This is the scarp obstacle. Let's not see any stops. Stops or rollbacks are not allowed and will be penalized. Very well done. Only one slope and one fire mission remain. And Mali is now at the finish line. Congratulations, Mali team. Mali fielded only one crew this year. However, these are military cadets studying at the Far East All Forces, all Armed Forces Russian Federation Academy at Blagoveshchensk, the birthplace of many skillful veterans. Many of our partner countries are sending their military servicemen to undertake armed forces training in the Russian Federation. The chief referee of the contest, Major General Kirill Kulakov, is heading the Kazan Armed Forces Academy. And Major General Roman Penyukov is the head of Moscow Kremlin All Forces Academy. Many other wonderful military academies for ground forces provide quality training for servicemen of both the Russian Federation and our partners and friends, our brother states. Mali finished at 42-41. One target out of 5. Military salute from Mali, doing the victory circle on the parade ground. Bravo to these cadets. The teacher is here at the command post. Certainly some disappointment, always could be better, and we personally saw at the ranging before the hits that Mali was actually quite on target with the fire accuracy. They had multiple hits on targets, and speaking to Colonel Sapko, we were confident that Mali should not experience any problems with the tank targets, but unfortunately the Lady Luck decided otherwise. Mali only scored once on target number 9 using the coaxial machine gun and not the main caliber weapon. Now this is the last fire mission for Zimbabwe, representing the RPG. Only one target remains, not to score any more penalty laps. Let's watch Zimbabwe red color-coded tank perform this fire mission. They still remain in a firing line. And certainly we're all expecting results. That's the reason why we're all here. The spectators, the staff are eagerly anticipating more targets, more hits, more accuracy. Unfortunately, the second division teams are certainly demonstrating less fire accuracy compared to first division, and that's the reason why back in 2013 all of the teams were split into 2 divisions for the order of this contest. And now, finally, Zimbabwe with its live fire mission on the coax 8.62mm weapon. Ammo still remains. Let's not lose hope for Zimbabwe. However, the target still remains out in the ground. No hits recorded at this stage. Out of ammo, the tank commander is reporting. And they're scoring a penalty pit stop, oh sorry, a penalty lap, 500 meters. Once again, please note that the second division team has missed 2 years of the tank biathlon. Certainly Zimbabwe Armed Forces has no T-72B3s. That's the reason I have to prepare using different combat vehicles. And this may be the source of origin of these difficulties, these challenges. However, the team still comes, visits, participates, learns, and exchanges experience with the most experienced countries, members of the tank biathlon, such as first division teams from Russia, China, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, Mongolia, Kyrgyzstan. Many strong sides are lined up this year, and certainly the finals are going to be a treat to watch. Now, this is the target chief, carefully tracking the targets. This year the targets are raised simultaneously at position number 12. Certainly a very correct decision. Let the gunners decide independently on their target and engage at will, since in live combat it may just so happen that the tank will be faced with 3 enemy combat armor, and the decision will be down to the gunner. Certainly the tank biathlon simulation considers these possible situations. Now Zimbabwe is still on the penalty lap. Just look at the fountains of the water from the sprinklers, giving Zimbabwe a rite of passage. No tears for Zimbabwe. The second crew of Zimbabwe are watching the performance of their teammates, and I'm sure they will make the right conclusions. They will do their homework and perform better, raising the bar for the next event. 50 kilometers an hour. 56 kilometers was the top speed recorded by Zimbabwe today. 55.37 elapsed time in the race. 4 obstacles remain. But if we go back to Zimbabwe Armed Forces, my sources suggest that the Armed Forces use 40 main battle tanks, Chinese-made, Type 59 and Type 69. 90 armored vehicles are Brazilian-made, 35 armored personnel carriers, 85 APCs, 26 mortars, 120 86 millimeters, and 76 rocket missile systems. Now, as to do with tanks, they have 40 medium-sized tanks, Chinese-made, certainly some armor which to practice and defend their motherland. They are now out of the fort, and only 3 obstacles remain. We'd like to thank all of the teams, all of the fans supporting their teams. South Ossetia performing well today, outstanding results. Iran after a 2-year break also finished second. Mali, well done, 1 out of 5 without making any serious mistakes, abiding by the safety regulations. Confident that Mali will improve on their training, giving us some good future performances. By the way, the Far Eastern All Armed Forces Academy also has a great tank track, almost identical to the tank biathlon laps. They have held the international contest called Suvorov's Attack, where 6 or 7 international teams took part, featuring China and many others. But speaking generally of the Army Games, this year we're seeing 34 international contests from 35 member countries, 258 teams. And certainly the most important is that this year 12 countries are hosting the games of the International Army Games. These 12 countries, by the way, tomorrow after the opening ceremony at the Patriot Park in Moscow region, the dedicated Army Games will begin in earnest. And now, greetings, congratulations to Zimbabwe, 58-52. Well done on Zimbabwe. Thank you. we have yet another race, second division race today, featuring Abkhazia, Tajikistan and Sudan. And now let us commemorate the Zimbabwe first crew. Zimbabwe fielded tank commander Corporal Zinle Ndovu, Ghana Corporal Tavonga Mazero, and the driver George Takadzwa Magodi. Let's hope the second and third crews perform even better, providing all of us with sheer viewing pleasure. These are their statistics up on screen. Zimbabwe fourth, 58-52, Mali third, 42-41, Iran second, 37-10, and South Ossetia first at 33 minutes 6 seconds. Well done, dear friends. At 1:30 p.m. Moscow time, we're going to see the next race of Division 2. Please don't go too far away, don't leave your TV screens. And now let's come back to the preliminary rankings for the second division. Preliminary because not all of the crews were fielded yet. 8 of the teams already appeared. Zimbabwe in the 8th position and Myanmar at 27-43 is the race leader for second division. We'd like to invite all of the audience, all of the spectators to visit the field canteens, where you will be able to try the tastiest porridge. So if you're an online audience, once again, don't go too far away. Not later than 30 minutes, we're going to be back with the next Division 2 event. And now to the highlights. Zimbabwe was able to pass along the competition track without recording any major violations. Speaking of fire accuracy, well, mildly didn't work out. However, the crew played, they performed, and we are yet to see second and third crews after their homework. We expect to see a better show, certainly. Third position in this race is Mali. Mali, the only team this year represented with a single tank crew, arriving from the Far East All-Armed Forces Military Academy, in charge of Commander of the Russian Federation Armed Forces Ground Forces, Major General Oleg Salyukov. Many of the Armed Forces Academies also host international students and cadets, same as our friends from Mali who are studying at the Far East Academy, and this crew represents this nation. Proud to represent Mali, so next year we will hope to see even better results from Mali. Now, second position, Iran, missing the previous 2 years. However, every team is in with a chance for a ticket to Division 1. However, they have to strike gold in Division 2 this year. Myanmar remains Division 2 leader this year. We eagerly expected some competition from Myanmar in this race, but it did not happen. Some great fire accuracy from South Ossetia, however, not able to better the time for Myanmar. And now the first position in the race, South Ossetia team. first group. Very proud show, very impressive, great fire accuracy. However, lots have changed this year. The rake obstacle was replaced with the designated pit stop area and the machine gun installation point. So, dear friends, a big thank you to all of you, those online and offline audiences. The Star TV channel. This was your TÄNG Biathlon long-time host Nikolai Fedorov and co-hosting for the English-speaking audiences, Dmitry Glinsky. Take care of each other. Love and be loved. Your Ministry of Defense, Russian Federation, is always next to you. Goodbye and see you again.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Now we are in Alabino, Russia. The weather is good.